Hello, my name is Jeffrey Folks. I'm going to be presenting my project on the content analysis of media, and this specific instance is ads targeting men for Sociology 213. So, introduction. The magazine I selected is GQ. The target demographic is men. I was going to narrow it down to a specific age range, but I kind of feel like this didn't really fit into a specific age range, especially the GQ covers weren't really targeted toward specific age groups, so I kind of just went with all men. The method I'm going to be using is content analysis, and I chose GQ because obviously well-known lifestyle magazine among men pretty much from all ages. If you ask any guy from from whatever age, they're probably pretty they probably know what GQ is, and the reason I chose is, I've noticed that many ads in GQ promote, unrealistic body standards, kind of portray a narrower image of what masculinity actually is, and I feel like they really cater to the top earners and one percenters of the world, like the celebrities and people of power and people with wealth and money. Not really the average everyday guy. So, and it doesn't really reflect how the average man looks or lives, really. So, yeah. Characteristics of ads that they use. So, big emphasis on masculinity, wealth, and physical perfection. As you stated down here, Cillian Murphy, big name actor, very wealthy, very affluent, physically fit, and not really. I've never seen an ad with a non, super wealthy, physically fit celebrity yet. So, yeah, bold colors, sleek design, a lot of celebrities. Every single ad has celebrities in it. Like, I understand they need to get the advertisement out, but every single ad has celebrities in it, and they're all portrayed as powerful, physically fit, and for whatever reason, emotionless. I think that they're trying to get at, like, men shouldn't really show emotions, and I feel like they could, be misconstrued by a lot of the younger generations to maybe bottle up their emotions because they see these celebrities not using their emotions, and I feel like that could be really harmful. So, yeah. Some social group messages. So the magazine seems to focus on the one percenters more than the average everyday person. Yeah, like I stated before, no average guy is going to be on the cover of GQ. It's all the most physically fit, handsome, wealthy celebrities on the planet, and I feel like it really sets an image in a lot of people's head that maybe isn't really true about how people should be living on the everydayers. Like I said, there's the one percenters of the world. It's not how everyday people live. And, the men are often portrayed as confident, successful, and hyper-masculine, emphasizing physical strength, wealth, and emotional control, reinforcing, limited and idealized versions of what masculinity is. First concept I'm going to cover is hegemonic masculinity, I think it's called. Hegemonic masculinity is the dominant ideal of masculinity that values traits like strength, control, and emotional toughness, stated in Ferris and Stein. This Robert Pattinson ad, I feel like, kind of embodies that a little bit. The tough look, the rugged hair, showcasing, the spiked hair and the, embodying masculine ideals of toughness. He's tough, he's acting, this is the tough look, and, resilience, and yeah, it kind of could be misconstrued by a lot of people. Maybe they think this is what men should be acting like, especially with the younger generation. So, another concept is gender socialization, and this is a little bit different than the whole masculinity manly thing. So, gender socialization refers to the process of learning societal expectations related to gender roles. So in this specific instance, this is Pharrell's man. He's wearing androgynous attire, so maybe clothes that could be worn by both men and women, which might challenge the ideals that some hold of what masculinity maybe is. And although, I don't think there's a true definition of what masculinity is, I think this specific instance was talking about, masculinity and how it isn't, a certain thing. And I feel like, depending on your views, it could really, mislead the younger generation of what being a man or having masculinity looks like, depending on how you view it. The next concept is consumer culture. So obviously Paul Rudd, big name. The definition that's stated by Ferris and Stein is consumer culture is the belief that identity and happiness are achieved through buying products. So identity in this case is, the perfect gentleman, or the ideal gentleman of what they think is in this GQ magazine. Very nice watch, very nice suit, no emotion, as I stated again. Nice hair, and watches and suits are usually used as a tool to like show like, oh, if you have a nice watch and a nice suit, that you're gonna be a real man. And they're trying to show, in my opinion, here is like, this is what the ideal gentleman may look like. So go buy this new watch and you can be just like him. And I don't feel like that's really fair to the average day person. I'm not gonna go out and buy a fancy watch just to go try to look like a man. And I feel like a lot of the younger generation, and anybody honestly, shouldn't be doing that as well. So the next concept is symbolic interactionism. So symbolic interactionism is a theory that people give meaning to symbols through daily interaction. Tom Brady, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. A lot of men's role models and a hero that they really look up to. And like an example, luxury watches, clothes, or people in power in these ads, they're all wearing it, and it's really shaping how young men and men overall view how a successful person should look. They do this thing for GQ called Men of the Year. They showcase a bunch of men that have done amazing things. I think none of these guys are just average people. They're all the top of the top celebrities, athletes, people of power. I don't feel like it's a real fair judgment on what people should be living up to. A lot of people aren't going to become the greatest quarterback of all time, or people aren't going to become the president of the United States, or billionaires, or actors, or anything like that. I kind of feel like it gives an unfair bar to what a man of the year should be like. I think we should be highlighting, the everyday man that goes out and works in a 9-to-5 job or a blue collar job that, obviously highlight these people. They've probably done great things. I feel like maybe it could be a good role model, but, the fancy clothes and stuff, I don't think is needed to be a man of the year, in my personal opinion. The next concept is media and ideology. So media and ideology explores how media reflects and reinforces dominant social beliefs and values, as stated in Ferris and Stein. So an example of this is, Matt Damon, household name, GQ cover, normalizing capitalism and patriarchal ideals by linking products to status. Very nice watch, rings, very nice car. Matt Damon sitting in the fancy sports car, cover of GQ. I think a lot of people are going to be like, oh, I need a fancy sports car if I'm going to be on the cover of GQ, and it's really not attainable for a lot of these everyday people. So I feel like it's giving unfair standards to a lot of people. Yeah. Critical reflection. So these magazines reinforce narrow and unrealistic portrayals of masculinity and how a man should act and behave. It may shape people with self-image problems and men, especially men with, looking up to all these celebrities, male celebrities, consumer behavior and social expectations. You don't need to go buy a watch, in my opinion, to be a real man or have masculinity or have the perfect body. I think it's just giving unfair standards to people, and it encourages young men and men everywhere to equate worth and wealth with looks and status, which personally doesn't feel like is a great message to send to everybody. A lot of people can't afford all the stuff that they're putting in these magazines, and for whatever reason, people keep buying the magazines, although they're I feel like they're more targeted toward, the higher earners, but yeah, I don't know. And conclusion. So media offers insights to dominant values and norms. Yeah, so as shown in these magazines, wealthy, powerful celebrities wearing expensive clothings and showing you what they think a man should be. Sociological analysis reveals the hidden messages in ads, and it really promotes like critical thinking about what we consume visually. Looking at magazines and stuff from now on, it's going to be different because you think they're trying to tell you one thing, like, oh, look at this celebrity, look at all what he did, and maybe it's just trying to sell the watch that he's wearing, really, and there's like little hidden ads in behind it, and they're really not pushing what they're saying they're giving into. So I'd recommend looking deeper into the stuff you read online and look at for magazines, because every single magazine has a message no matter what they say. They're not going to just put random people and random things on the screen. I feel like it's all trying to push some sort of agenda or product that they want to sell to make money. And yeah, thank you again for listening to the presentation.